Hi there, and welcome to another Eurogamer Newscast. My name's Tom Phillips. Joining me, as ever, are Ed Nightingale.
Hello.
And Victoria Kennedy.
Hello.
And we're here to talk about a week of big game revivals. So we had the return of Monkey Island, or we will have the return of Monkey Island, which was announced this week after a very, very long time without Monkey Island games. And the series sort of falling by the wayside. We did not expect that to return this week. And then today, as we're recording it, we've just had the announcement that Max Payne 1 and 2 are going to be revived by the original creators of the series, Remedy, under license from Rockstar. So we're going to be talking a bit about those, and we're also going to be talking about what video game franchises we'd like to bring back if we had the power and the money to be able to do so. So Monkey Island, though, I think for me anyway, is the far more exciting of these announces. I played Monkey Island games growing up. I loved them. I think that there's a huge amount of nostalgia for them still. This franchise still gets talked about all the time. Last year we had Sea of Thieves doing Monkey Island, but it was ostensibly a Pirates of the Caribbean crossover. But because Disney were involved with that, and Disney own the rights now to Monkey Island as part of them buying LucasArts, Lucasfilm, and everything like that, you did get a Monkey Island Easter egg in there. And, you know, I thought as a Monkey Island fan that was the most that we were ever probably going to get again. Wasn't it nice that Monkey Island was remembered in this Easter egg in Sea of Thieves? But no, we're going to get a full new Monkey Island game. Victoria, you played Monkey Island.
I did. I'm so excited.
Aficionado. Yeah.
I mean, aficionado is maybe a bit strong. I was 8, but it's still...
So was I.
So I'm not sure I can be an
feel
aficionado yet, but give me time. I'm very excited by this news.
Yeah, was there anything from it that sort of stood out? Because we didn't get much, but we got a few little nuggets in the trailer that they put out. What was in that?
Well, I mean, I think the fact that the guy who voiced Guybrush is coming back is very exciting.
Dominic Armato. The one true Guybrush.
So I'm very excited about that. The fact that it's got Ron Gilbert attached to it as well. Like, I just think... I am hoping that I'm not being blinded by nostalgia, because I have such fond memories of the original games, and I hope that whenever Return to Monkey Island does come out, I hope that it kind of, mirrors with what I remember from my childhood. But I love that they've kind of even I know it was a really, really short little clip that we got for Return to Monkey Island, but I love that the art style and everything and the colors, it's all got the same vibe as the originals, and I'm so excited. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
my inner child did sort of somersaults when I saw that trailer.
Me too. Did you play Monkey Island? Because 3 was still 2D, and it was very much kind of like a hand animated effect. But then the one after that was 3D, and I think most people agree that just didn't really work as well.
The only 2 that I played were Secret of Monkey Island and LeChuck's Revenge, so Monkey Island 2.
So you are you have only played the games which Ron Gilbert, who's now spearheading this revival, the only ones that he was sort of looking after.
Which is maybe why I'm more emotionally attached to the Return to Monkey Island. But yeah, those were my 2.
Yeah, so after the first 2, Ron Gilbert went off to do his own other stuff. And my first Monkey Island game actually was Curse of Monkey Island, which was the 3rd one. And Ron Gilbert wasn't involved, but other members of the original LucasArts team were. And it moved the series on from sort of the DOS-based originals to the sort of cel-shaded era of that. And then they went back, and I played the first 2, and they were remastered and put out on Xbox 360, I think Live Arcade back then. And they're all very well received. The 3rd one is well received, even though it's not technically written by Ron Gilbert. But it also has one of the most popular characters in Murray the Talking Skull, who is in the trailer or teaser for Return to Monkey Island, which I thought was cool. And
That
it
was a cool
sounds like
callback.
he's also voiced by the same voice actor as in Curse of Monkey Island, which sort of it plays into something that Ron Gilbert has said in the past, which is that when he goes back to Monkey Island, if he ever did, if he ever got the rights back from Disney, that he would pick up where he left off. So this would be his third game, even
Yeah.
though technically, including the Telltale game, I think you could probably call this Monkey Island 6. But even though this would be his third entry, and he would ignore the rest, he would still feel happy to borrow from the other bits that were out there. And I think Murray the Talking Skull is one of those ones that fans just want to see back.
I am amused that he announced the game on April 1st, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's an April Fool's joke," and no one wrote about it. And then the trailer released, everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is a real thing!" So that
I know.
was
I
a
don't
good
know
double
if I can
bluff.
trust April Fools ever again now.
I feel so blindsided by that. Like, because I saw it and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's April the 1st, whatever, Ron." And now he had me duped.
Yeah.
See, most of this is going way over my head because I have never played a Monkey Island game. I was around when they were out, but I was too busy playing Sonic on the Master System than playing PC games. And I was trying to remember, what do I know about it? And all I could think of is it like Guy Thrushbush or something, which is probably completely wrong.
Close.
Guybrush Threepwood.
That's the one.
But it's funny you do that
Did you
because
say Thrushbush?
Thrushbush.
Oh.
Anyway, it's funny that you say that because a recurring joke in the series is that people always get his name wrong. It is a funny name, and
There you go.
yeah, so it is sort of a funny thing that it shows that his name is odd. In Curse of Monkey Island, you can just make up your own name in one segment of it, and then you can choose, because all of these games have like you can choose what to say to people. You can be called Hearty Beef and Potato Stew Threepwood or something like that at some point, because people just forget Guybrush. It's such an odd name.
So,
what it is.
for anyone who maybe hasn't played these games,
Like you,
like me, why should they, or at least why should they be excited for this new one?
See, again, you're asking that question. I'm just immediately going back to 8-year-old me. And I don't. There's a really good humor in them. Like, they don't take themselves seriously at all. And like, there is the occasional bit where I've forgotten his name now, Guybrush.
Threepwood.
I know, you've thrown me with the
I thought you were a
Thrushbush.
fan.
Sorry.
Threepwood.
I tried to move on as quickly as possible from that. Please don't. Let's not go back there.
Anyway, like he breaks the sort of third wall and things and talks to the player, and and then it looks really nice, and it's got this really good tongue-in-cheek humor about, like, I went to Millay Island and all I got was a stupid t-shirt. It's just brilliant.
For me, it's incredibly warm-hearted, funny, and just very witty, clever writing. Some of the best jokes, like long-running jokes, and puzzle design, and it just feels like a really fun, friendly, piratey, silly world to be a part of, where it sort of takes the piss out of point and click adventure games of the age a bit, because it was deliberately like, oh, well, that's not going to work, is it? Oh no, it did work. Like, the solution to something is literally sticking the rubber chicken on the end of a pulley and using that to winch something up a cliff. Or you want to get these pirates who work in a barbershop. They're a barbershop quartet, even though there's only 3 of them, and you need to get them into your crew. So like, you have to steal head lice from a coat at a theatre and then drop it on the comb in their barbershop so that their patron screams and leaves. It's very funny, silly stuff.
Because of course,
It all
that
makes
total sense.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah. I think, and in that bit too, you have to go like do a duel, and you pick your pistols, but in the background, and you can't win. But then right in the background, there's like a little guitar case, and that's the way that you progress. You have to click on the guitar case, and then Guybrush rocks out like this crazy guitar solo, and then like that's the weapon that you've chosen, and then they can't compete with you, and then they have to join your crew. It's very funny but silly, kind-hearted. It's genuinely a lovely thing to have coming back.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I can't
I'll
wait
have to check it out then.
And it's coming out this year. This is the like exciting thing that Ron Gilbert said. He's been working on it for 2 years in secrecy. So clearly, he did talk to Disney. Slightly embarrassingly, this week, a clip from a very old Eurogamer interview filmed by Ian Higton. This is from 2002. One of the first press events I did with him back in the day. You can hear my voice asking Ron Gilbert the questions from off camera. Because back then the questions were the same. You know, are you ever going to go back to Monkey Island? What's happening with the rights? Because obviously Star Wars has been owned by Disney for a long time, and at the time he was promoting his recent game, The Cave, and the question to ask him was, you know, Disney owns the Monkey Island rights, which was seen as sort of a positive thing because Lucasfilm was basically dying a death by itself and it wasn't doing anything with them, and now Disney had them, and it was like, well, you know, Disney is a company that likes to make money. Have you pitched them just, you know, being able to make them some money by using this license that otherwise is just sat on a shelf somewhere? And I remember his incredibly deadpan response was, I haven't got on the phone to Mickey Mouse yet, but sure, I'll let you know when I do. And it's just really nice that 20 years later to know that he did actually.
He did.
He got on the phone.
And Mickey
with
Mouse
Mickey
said, okay. Or whatever.
Exactly like that.
It's like you were in the room with them.
Please make me some money, Mr. Gilbert, and gave him the rights. So it's taken a very long time, but I'm extremely chuffed.
All I can say is move over Elden Ring. This is my Gotti.
Yeah, I can't believe it's out this year. It's crazy. In answer to your question, though, Ed, it's interesting. Like, clearly, this is not a big budget AAA game, so it may be that it's not hugely tailored to people who are just not interested in this kind of thing. But I would hope that it's, you know, approachable enough. And I think it has to be after so long and there not having been a Monkey Island game. And really this picking up from a game that came out even longer ago that has since been superseded, like Ron Gilbert. I'm sure he'll have done a great job in sort of bridging that gap. But there will be questions for fans, from fans for him to answer in this game that have been sort of left dangling for about 20, 30 years, which will have to be part of it. But also he'll have to make it like, you know, approachable to people who haven't played them before.
Exactly. Like, I imagine there'll be lots of references to the old games and a continuation of things. But then if there are people who are, you know, younger players who weren't even alive back in the 90s, you know, who won't know anything about this. So what's in it for them? And, you know, is it a fresh start, or do you need to have knowledge of the older games to be able to get in? I don't know. I feel like I need to go and play the old ones to like catch up in order to understand the jokes.
I reckon that subsequent trailers, marketing beats will illuminate that a little bit more. But this one, to start off with, was very much for the fans. So, you know, it was basically just a list of names. Ron Gilbert, Dave Grossman, who also works on the original games, and Dominic Amato is coming back as Guybrush, and also Murray's in it. And you see the art style. And that, for most people, I think it's only sort of 30 seconds, the clip anyway. It was enough to make my week. So you people who haven't played the originals, you can get your marketing beat later down the line. Let us enjoy this for now.
Oh, it was.
The music's really good. I sent you, I think, the opening to Secret of Monkey Island last week, Ed, and I love the music.
Oh, it's iconic.
Yeah.
Somewhere deep in the Caribbean.
Yeah, it's so transportive.
Yeah.
You're just playing it in your head now?
I am, yeah. It's just those steel drums. Anyway, I'll try and pretend to be as excited for Max Payne. which we've just found out is also coming back. But it's not a franchise that I'm personally familiar with. But the basic details are that Rockstar, who has owned the rights to Max Payne for a while now, is licensing them back to Remedy, who you may know as the developer of Alan Wake and Control and Quantum Break. And, it was a very long time ago, but Remedy started off the Max Payne series with Max Payne 1 and 2. And then sort of that fell by the wayside for a bit. And Rockstar picked up the rights and made Max Payne 3, which is a bit different. It was, very influential for its time. I'm not sure that like we're particularly familiar with it, but it's a franchise that sort of has influenced a lot of things. And back when everyone was wearing those Neo trench coats and pretending they were in the Matrix, playing Max Payne and doing the bullet time was a lot of fun.
The bullet time is all I vaguely remember. I didn't play it, but I remember seeing it, and I remember people getting really excited about the bullet time, which I think came back in the third game, and which I played very briefly and wasn't a massive fan of. But I'm kind of excited for this in the sense that it's a new game from Remedy. I absolutely loved Control, which I played last year. So I think a chance to see what the studio are doing next is great. I do question if a remake of the older games is worthwhile, or would I rather just see something brand new? I feel like their games have become a lot more creative over time, Control especially, so I would love to see what they do next. I'm presuming that this isn't the only game they're working on, but I'm excited to see what they're doing next more than remaking an old game.
Yeah, they've got a lot of stuff on. Sorry, Victoria, you go.
Oh, I was just saying that I agree with what I just said. I really enjoy Control. I also did enjoy Alan Wake, but the Max Payne games haven't really been on my radar. So whether or not I will play Max Payne 1 and 2 now that they're being redone, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Remedy's definitely got some great games under its umbrella. So
yeah, in response to what you said, Ed, it's not the only thing they're making. They're very busy, as they often are. So they've got Alan Wake 2, which they've announced, and they're also doing more with Control. There's supposed to be some multiplayer stuff coming for that down the line. So they're a busy studio. They're about I visited them sort of 5 years ago, and they were growing. They were about 200 or so at the time, and they had a small team working on the campaign for Crossfire X, which has now come out, although that wasn't their project. But yeah, they're going to be very busy. I think it'll be interesting because it's a remake of the originals. It will be interesting to see what Max Payne looks like now, because Max Payne, the facial model for Max Payne was Sam Lake, the Remedy boss, who's still at Remedy and very, very much front and center whenever they have a game announcement. And yeah, like that was his face. They used his face in Max Payne 1 and 2. So are we going to be like, will we have a really accurate digital Sam Lake that we're playing as?
it's a full scan.
Much more accurate now.
Yeah, I feel kind of weird about that. I don't know. Like, I don't know of any other game company that puts their exec in as the main character and as you play as him.
Was it GoldenEye on the N64 that had half the staff as the soldiers and scientists and things?
Oh, were they?
That's true.
Yeah.
David Doak
I did
was
not know
famously Dr. David Doak was famously in GoldenEye as although I mean that game was
very blocky.
Yeah, they basically look like tissue boxes for heads, and there's just like the oval in the middle where you would reach in and take out the tissue, and that's their face. But yeah, I mean, you don't see like the next blockbuster from PlayStation, God of War, starring Jim Ryan's face on Kratos' body. It's an odd thing.
That's an odd thing to picture.
Yeah. Or the
really
next Gears
that.
of War starring Phil Spencer's face, like superimposed on some beefy muscle cake.
Imagine if Master Chief finally took his helmet off and it was Phil Spencer all along.
It's all along.
You know what? I think that would probably go down better than the TV shows going down right now.
I kind of like that's now whatever I'm going to picture. That's who Master Chief is now, as far as I'm concerned. I've made that canon.
Phil. Phil's the guy in that suit pooping away. It takes care of it.
Why does that always come back to poop? Wow.
Do you think their Alan Wake 2, like when they did, it looks like Troy Baker? No one else think that?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. They did hire a face model for Alan Wake. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Well, I just thought it would be fun to say if there's anything that we thought could do with a remaster. Basically, with Monkey Island and Max Payne back, I don't think anything is off the table, really. And I know you had a couple of thoughts. What would you like to see brought back?
Well, I went back through my game collection and then made a long list. I will say that in general, I'm not always a fan of remasters or remakes. I feel like I'd rather have something new in the series, even if it's a continuation. I guess with Monkey Island, it's a brand new game from an old series. That I think works rather than just a remake of an old game. But I did write a few down. I went really old school first and said Golden Axe. Because we've had yeah, like the old Mega Drive game. We had Streets of Rage already. That Streets of Rage 4 came out, and I think doing Golden Axe in a similar style could be pretty cool. I think if they went for a full remake, sort of 3D fantasy brawler, it would just be a bit too similar to other games. But I can imagine that as another sort of side-scrolling beat 'em up, old school style, like Streets of Rage.
That's quite a good shout, actually. I like that.
I like the setting. I didn't play the Onimusha games that much, but I can imagine a new kind of horror samurai game coming out and doing well. I think after like Sekiro and those sorts of games, I can imagine a new Onimusha doing well. But then they did a remake a couple of years ago, or at least a remaster, and I don't think that did very well. So I don't know. There is already a remaster of Prince of Persia coming out, or a remake, but I would love to see them return to the PS3 Prince of Persia, the cel-shaded one, which I absolutely loved. It was one of the first games I played on PS3, and I was mesmerized by it. I thought it looked stunning, and the gameplay was really cool. The way you had to jump, link together your different jumps with the female character that joins you, whose name I've completely forgotten. And you had to sort of link their moves together in order to explore, and I just thought that was really cool, and I would love to see a return to that. I don't know if anyone else played it.
I didn't play that one, but I did play some of the others, and you just reminded me like what on earth is happening with with that remake. It's just gone back into the wilderness.
I'd forgotten about that.
I think. Yeah,
they've gone back to square one.
But then it's been delayed. So yeah, and then I have two more, which are both JRPGs. One of which I think would be great for the sort of Chrono Cross treatment that we've just had, which is coming out this week, and that's Legend of Dragoon, because I've never played it and I really want to play it, and it's impossible to find, at least in the UK. Copies go for like 150 quid upwards on eBay, and I don't think it was ever released over here on PSN, but I think it was in America. So I've never played it, and I really, really want to play that. So if not a remake, then put it on PS Plus, because I want to play it.
I like that you want to greenlight this project just to make it easier for you to play, and that we're talking about probably a couple of million easy on like a small scale porting process, rather than you paying 150 for a copy off eBay.
We'll just put it on PS Plus then.
Maybe it'll be part of the new PS Plus.
We can but hope. We can but hope. And the other one I would love to see a return to is Skies of Arcadia.
Ed,
is so good.
That was going to be mine.
Was it?
No, but I'm really excited that you said that. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I played that game and loved it, and it's still one of my favorite games of all time. I think that there was going to be a sequel. There were early plans for it, and then they put it out on the Dreamcast, and it just didn't sell big numbers. And I think that world, whether you do a Final Fantasy and you just you sort of do another space piratey airship game, and it has a different cast of characters, or whether you do a full sequel. There were teasers for it. There was a black moon somewhere. You could have gone and explored that. Yeah, I would love that to come back. That was another game where, for me, it felt like I just loved the world of it. It was a very warm. It kind of stood out because Final Fantasy is often quite dark, grim, and gritty. Final Fantasy was this very almost. It was just bright and colourful and light-hearted and really joyous world to be part of, where everyone was just sort of swashbuckling air pirate characters. But then there were so many cool characters in it, and such a large world to explore. I'd love to see more of it. And
it was the music
so
that I loved with that. So, and all the sound effects, all the chimes just felt so Sega to me, which I love to hear that in an RPG. I mean, I played it on the GameCube rather than the Dreamcast version.
Yeah.
So I played it on that, and I actually never finished it. I got really close to the end, but I never quite finished it. I got stuck on a boss I couldn't get past, and I ended up giving up. So I never finished it, and I would love to go back and play it again.
Again, another revival for the sake of convenience.
Yeah,
but I would also
Isn't that
play
what
this
these
one.
are?
So there's now 3 votes for that one, please.
Awesome.
Powers that be.
I would love to see BioWare do a Skies of Arcadia game and just take those characters and flesh them out and give them backstories and let you properly interact with them. Because it was very advanced for its time. I remember, after you got a certain part way through the game, you got your own base which you could upgrade. You were recruiting people from all the way around the world while flying around on your superpower cool looking ship. It was kind of Mass Effect-y in a way, and these people then joined your crew and they were on your base and you could interact with them, and they gave you little quests or buffs, as you equip them on your ship in different roles. And yeah, I would love to see them do that. That would be like my dream. Bring this back and put this developer on it pairing. Anyway, Victoria, any more from you apart from Skies? Or is that your vote?
I was thinking about this. Skies is a good one, though. I hadn't thought of that, but now it's all I can think of. The only thing I remember is, so whenever I was trying to recall games that I would see brought back, obviously I've kind of lucked out because Monkey Island would have been one of them. So thank you very much, Ron. But it's just I keep thinking about music from my childhood, and I guess for me, I can't actually remember much about the game, but Star Fox, whenever they go into Canaria, that theme tune, if they could bring that back, so I can just listen to it on YouTube. That I just love that music. But I can't remember much about the game, so I can't do it. It's really good.
I know what you mean because it's in Smash Brothers.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so good. And
that sounds more like F-Zero.
No, it is F-Zero.
No.
Which also needs to come back. How did I not say that? F-Zero needs to return. We need that on Switch. We need 30-player online multiplayer.
Wow.
Done. We need that.
Bless F-Zero and its final resting place as a track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
No.
Is that where that's from?
There is an F-Zero track in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, I just remembered, and yeah, I never played F-Zero clearly, but there you go. The more you know.
And Falcon Punch in Smash.
Yeah, he's Captain Falcon's known as a Smash Brothers character now more than an F-Zero character.
Oh yeah, Captain Falcon from Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's in F-Zero.
Oh well, that's a nice
hadn't
crossover.
Heard of that.
Okay, well, Nintendo, BioWare, Sega, please listen to our prayers, and also thank you to Mickey Mouse for picking up the phone to Ron Gilbert. Let's leave it there, and we will catch you again very soon. But I am Tom Phillips, and my Twitter handle is Tom Phillips EG. Ed, what are you on Twitter?
At Ed_Knights with an N.
And Victoria?
I am Little Chop Shop Gal.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.